Fishing news is brought to you by Navionics, Okuma, and Yozori.
I'm Jim Hutchinson with the New Jersey, Delaware Bay edition of the Fisherman magazine. Forgive my voice this week, I lost it. Came to the end of another long show season with the final show of the year, Wildwood, the Fishing and Boating Expo down at the Convention Center. As usually happens on that last show date, I got myself a wicked cold. No voice on Monday, and it just came back earlier this week, middle of the week. By Thursday, I walk around the house pretending I'm Harry Kalas. Why not? He's probably the greatest play-by-play guy in Major League Baseball history. And growing up as a Phils fan, the one thing that I loved about Harry Kalas in the booth is he didn't feel compelled to fill up every empty, quiet space with some inane chatter. He preferred to let the sounds of the game dictate what was going on. So in honor of the legendary Harry the K, we lead off this week with the sounds from the top deck of the Ocean Explorer, shot from the wheelhouse by the captain last Thursday in the captain's own words.
Oh man, that's a slob right there. Look at that one. Oh yeah. Ho ho ho. Slob. Yeah. Woo! Look at this. Look at this. Oh, look at all of them following him. Dude, look at all those followers. Did you see that? Holy cow. Nice job. Hold on, they'll help you 1 sec. There you go, get the net right here. Danny, right here. Leave him in the water. Oh, there's another one. Striper bites on, boys. Woo!
So that was the first of the insane action last Thursday. Perhaps as you were watching last week's video forecast. Remember, we were joking around a little bit about waiting for charts. Well, fish don't follow charts. They don't follow maps. They follow bait. And this 40 followed Joe Rod's bait just a little too close this past Monday morning, also on that same boat, the Ocean Explorer. It was obviously a jailbreak from Thursday on as good-sized stripers moved in from the offshore grounds and they piled on bunker schools from Long Branch on up to Sandy Hook. Jigs, shads, plugs, dock plugs, as the crew here from Fin Chasers Charters with Captain Frank Wags described. Jimmy Frieda talked to me the other day. He and his son Tommy, they headed out of Manasquan for that bite on shads. Many boats from Manasquan and Shark River were steaming north to get in on this bite. Even some of the trailer guys from down in South Jersey, like the Huber boys, they made the long drive to the deep waters off Monmouth County to get in on that significant striper bite early in the season. Now more of that bite moved inside the Raritan Bay. Plugs and Mojos, the Maja Mojo Tandem 8 and 4 ounce in white on this good catch and release fish over the weekend. And if you're a surf caster looking to plug up a couple of good fish, I'd say the time has come all along the Raritan Bayshore. Sandy Hook down inside the Bayshore. Where are they biting? Could be anywhere. I can tell you SP minnows, Rapala X-Raps, scale belly gliders, I'm hearing good things. Shads and some metal lips as well. But the Night Brigade is out and about making the reports, I said, even though they're a little tight-lipped about where they might be fishing. Got word from Alan Lawrence this week. He let us know that folks were putting in their time and had been rewarded with good catch and release action on these pre-spawn stripers on the Raritan. Andy Nolan of Club Bradley Beach caught and released dozens of fish the other night, between 15 and 30 pounds. Up to the ebb tide, first 2 hours of the outgoing, Alan said fishing seemed to shut down at midnight. Need to be in the right place at the right time. I'm not going to preach, it's just a reminder that those big fish are on the spawn. They're staging for the spawn up along the Raritan. Most of those big fish with sagging bellies are probably loaded with eggs. We have plenty of time later on this season after the spawn is done to keep a fish or two for the table. I just want you to keep that in mind with those big fish on the Raritan now in the pre-spawn staging times. Still a back bay bite in Barnegat, Toms River. In fact, down in Great Bay as well, Scott's at Mystic. He had keepers from the sod banks finally as of last week. April 3rd is when Vincent Kaderka, he weighed in the first of the season at Scott's Bait and Tackle, a 10-pounder that he caught on clams. Now, I know that more shops are starting to carry fresh surf clam now. It's a good spring tog bait. Stripers also in the front surf and also from the sod. Dave at Absecon Bay has them bushel bags to start the week. And with dogwoods blooming, it might be that time to anchor up with clam and look for a couple of boomers as well. Black drum usually found back in Great Bay sometime in April, anchoring up with a bushel of clams outside of a creek or along some oyster or clam beds. Always a good ticket. Now, I know Andy at Riptide, he says a lot of his customers in Brigantine like to wait for that 50-degree magic mark in the water temperatures. We checked midweek. As of Wednesday, 51 degrees in Cape May, 48.6 in Atlantic City as well. So I wouldn't wait too long. Somebody's got to weigh in that first striper over there at Riptide Bait and Tackle. We found out from Ron Stewart this week, he found a decent flounder bite in Belmar this week, winter flounder, first of the outgoing. He said chum, more chum, muddy bottom, bloodworms, and chum like mad. Said it took a few hours to get them chewing, but all 4 fish that he and his buddy gutted were full of that chum. He said, quote, they absolutely followed the Bobby Brady popcorn trail right to our boat, he said, of fishing with his buddy John Rader. Now, like the dogwoods blooming, the bobbers are also in bloom on some of those trees. That's a sure sign of the opening of the trout season. Let's check in with Pennsylvania and see George, the Pocono Outdoors guy.
Hey, thanks, Jim. Well, today we're coming to you from the Delaware River, and we are out getting a first-hand look at the shad fishing. Well, today's been a good day so far. We've had our hands on a couple of great shad. They haven't been a lot in numbers, but the size has been absolutely wonderful. Captain Kevin Coolahan here has really got us on some fish. Now, elsewhere on this week, we also got the season opening of trout, and that's this Saturday on the 13th. Weather this weekend looks a bit iffy, a little sun, little rain, but I certainly don't think that'll stop any of the anglers from getting into the chaos and the mayhem that is the opening day of trout. Well, that's all for this week. From the Delaware River, I'm George, your Pocono Outdoors guy.
So as George said, we may get a little bit of weather in the weekend ahead, but that didn't stop young Emily Henderson here. Saturday morning at Spring Lake. It was a little foggy, a little rainy to start that kids tournament with the Shark River Surf Anglers, but she caught them all. And she caught the biggest anyway. Nice big fish, and she graces the cover of this week's edition of the New Jersey edition of the Fisherman magazine. You will not find this magazine in newsstands, folks. This is subscribers only. If you want to get yours, membership at the Fisherman is just $29.95. You get 38 issues. You want to sign up as soon as possible. We've got that Dreamboat contest starting May 1st. We also have a Black Drum contest starting May 1st as well. I'll have more details in the next couple of weeks. Now, if you do need to avoid the showers, if it's raining Sunday morning, my friend DJ Muller, he's hosting a bass class this Sunday, 8 a.m. at Gabriel Tackle in Brick. It costs money, but you can register by calling DJ at 732-539-3626 or stop by, see Frank at Gabriel Tackle in the next couple of days. Now, enough of the droning on. I feel good enough. I can get away from this ball field and head out and do a little fishing myself. So as Harry would say, this guy is out of here. I'll see you again next week, right here at thefisherman.com.